But look, I want to start the program with the coming election. Inflation, interest rates and the government's narrative. You could almost hear the sigh of relief this week from the Prime Minister and also Treasurer Jim Chalmers when headline inflation came in at 2.4% and as money markets put an 80% chance that the Reserve Bank will cut interest rates on Tuesday fortnight.
It means that headline inflation is now at an almost 4-year low and now sits in the middle of the Reserve Bank's target band, and underlying inflation is now at its lowest in 3 years.
And look, there is merit in thinking that inflation might have been tamed. Just look at underlying inflation, the so-called trim mean. It's come down from 1% back in the March quarter of last year to 0.5% in the December quarter. If it now remains steady for the next 3 quarters, and with oil prices lower, there's reason to believe it will, by this time next year, underlying annual inflation will be 2.3%, and that's right where the Reserve Bank likes it. Now, at the same time, employment in Australia remains strong and will stay that way if, as promised, the government cuts migration. So people have jobs, prices are abating and interest rates should come down. So the government has a great story to tell. But despite this, every time the Prime Minister turns up anywhere at the moment, it seems like he's just handing out more billions of your taxpayer dollars, paying for people to actually like him.
We've got a $32 billion Homes for Australia plan, but we need to make sure that we have the skilled workforce to be able to build the homes and the apartments for people. What we have with this scheme is just that, an incentive.
Now, Anthony Albanese doesn't need to do this. In fact, from an economic point of view, he shouldn't do it. Private enterprise, not government, should lead investment in housing, critical minerals, think Rex Airlines, where they gave another $50 million this week, or even, God forbid, solar panels. What the government needs to do more of is real reform, to tax, to industrial relations, to environmental controls, and to let business confidently make their own investment decisions. Now, the government actually has a great economic story to sell and to tell. The problem is they're not selling it so well right now. In the meantime, Peter Dutton, Angus Taylor and the Coalition continue to tell their own story that the Labor government tries to fix problems that are not theirs to fix by simply spending more and pushing the nation deeper into debt, while not at the same time making people feel better about it.
At the National Press Club last week, the Prime Minister painted a rosy picture of the economy, completely at odds with the experiences of everyday Australians who are suffering under Labor's cost of living crisis.